Welcome back. Former FBI Director Jim Comey is expected to surrender today after being indicted on 2 charges, including false statements within jurisdiction of the legislative branch and obstruction of a congressional proceeding. Both alleged crimes relate to Comey's testimony during a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing back in 2020, which was looking into the probe of Russia and President Trump 2016 campaign. Here's a flashback from that hearing.
Mr. McCabe, who works for you, has publicly and repeatedly stated that he leaked information to the Wall Street Journal and that you were directly aware of it and that you directly authorized it.
I can only speak to my testimony. I stand by what the testimony you summarized that I gave in May of 2017.
So your testimony is you've never authorized anyone to leak.
I'm not going to characterize Andy's testimony, but mine is the same today.
Yes, now it is up to the court system. Joining me now is North Carolina Congressman Mark Harris. Congressman Comey is set to be arraigned on October 9th in Alexandria, Virginia. He's expected to turn himself in today. Your reaction?
Well, Maria, thank you for having me this morning. I think that this is a testament that the American people have been looking for, and that is that no one is above the law. I mean, what we're seeing unfold here is James Comey, obviously, from the evidence that the grand jury felt was there, has lied to cover up what really has been one of the dirtiest things that we have seen since Watergate. I mean, as the evidence has continued to unfold and the email chains have continued to show up, the American people have been wanting to see some action, and I'm very grateful that the Justice Department is moving forward.
Well, we know all of those years where Jim Comey pushed that false narrative that Donald Trump colluded with Russia to win the election. They spied on his campaign before the election, and then they spied on a sitting president while they were investigating this. Devin Nunes asked over and over again, what is the origins of this investigation? Why are you investigating Trump colluding with Russia? Where did this come from? They never had any answers to it. And it looks like they're getting him on false statements while he's under oath. Is there other criminality here, do you believe?
Well, I think this is just perhaps the tip of the spear or the beginning of this process. I know over the last several months, things have come to light that we've seen that really and truly are begging a lot of questions. And as I said, when you really look at the chain that the meetings that were taking place that led up to all of this, it was really to just undermine a presidency. And this is serious, serious situation that we're facing. And I think this is probably just the first step in what may be a longer process and other individuals that are going to get caught up in this.
Yeah, all right, we'll see. Well, certainly a lot of people were caught up in it, and lives were ruined as a result of the made-up story from simply one political campaign trying to take down another political campaign. But because the other political campaign was Hillary Clinton, they were able to push it through the agencies in government as she was former Secretary of State. Congressman, let me move on to the business at hand. There's just one legislative day left to avoid a government shutdown on Tuesday night. Democrat leaders in Congress are downplaying President Trump's warnings and the White House warnings that a shutdown could cause large-scale layoffs. They're now using the shutdown as political leverage. They're launching a wave of ads targeting GOP incumbents over government funding and tariffs. House Speaker Johnson writing this on X. Democrats are holding the American government hostage in an attempt to give free health care to non-citizens, which was just outlawed by Congress. This is not governing. It's putting illegal aliens first and Americans last. Congressman, the government is set to shut down at midnight on Tuesday night, September 30th. Will you be able to avoid a government shutdown, or are we expecting layoffs and shutdown next week?
Well, I think that question ultimately has to be laid at the feet of Chuck Schumer, because we have done what we were asked to do. The U.S. House of Representatives passed. We found a path forward with a CR that we can continue moving appropriation bills forward over the next month. And they're playing politics. That's what the bottom line it comes down to. Everything that we gave the American people in the working families tax cut bill that moved forward, really and truly, the Democrats are using this opportunity, holding us hostage, just as the Speaker said, in order to say that we want all of that back. They're calling for more than $1 trillion in spending that we just managed to cut. And it's just not going to fly. And Chuck Schumer, if this shutdown takes place, let it be clear to the American people, this is Chuck Schumer's shutdown. playing politics with the American people and with our government.
Well, I mean, in playing politics, but, you know, when are you all going to get back to pre-COVID spending? I mean, that's also an issue, right? You know, you've got $37 trillion in debt. How do you expect to go back to pre-COVID spending if your colleagues on the left want to bring back those subsidies on health care and give them to 22 million, including non-citizens?
Well, we're absolutely committed. I am, and I know many colleagues are absolutely committed not to extend these subsidies, because you're exactly right. We're facing a $37 trillion national debt that we are determined to try to bend the curve on that. And it can't happen unless we're willing to take the steps that need to be taken. And when Chuck Schumer and the Democratic Party is at a point that they're trying to threaten to shut down the government unless we somehow go back and spend all of this money on giving health care to illegal aliens, as you stated, unless we're going to somehow bring radical transgender surgeries back into play, all of those things, dead people on Medicaid rolls. I mean, I could go on, but they're using the government shutdown right now as a way to try to force the hand. And I believe conservatives are going to continue to say absolutely not.
All right. We will be watching the work in the coming days. We so appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, Congressman Mark Harris, joining us.